If you could please connect with the headset.
Sí.
The defendant can hear me, Your Honor.
Good morning. Please tell me your name.
Buenos días, José Luis Cruz Matute.
Good morning, Jose Luis Cruz Matute.
You're here in 21 CF 15069 because a warrant was issued for your arrest, charging you with aggravated assault with a firearm and aggravated assault with a firearm domestic violence. Another judge has already found probable cause in this case. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. Did you wish to be heard on bond, Ms. George?
No entendí lo último. Perdón.
Sorry, Your Honor, I don't have, I'm looking for his,
It wasn't the first one up, so we're taking them out of order.
oh,
That's why.
that's why,
And it's
yeah, right, okay.
on the phase sheet, it has it as MA, but it's actually Cruz. It's very confusing.
Yeah. M.A.
TUTE.
Okay, got it. Your Honor, he doesn't qualify. I just ask that you take in, I ask that you take into consideration, he does not have a criminal history, Your Honor, when setting the bond amount in this case.
All right, anything from the state?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Your Honor, we have a witness.
All right, please have them come in. Sir, while there's a witness, I need you to look at me or that wall, but you don't look at the witness. Do you understand?
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, here. What am I gonna do?
Good morning, ma'am. Do you need an interpreter?
No, I don't.
All right. Please raise your right hand to be sworn.
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Did you wish to testify this morning?
Why, what?
Do you want to testify?
What do you mean?
Do you want to tell anything to the court while you're here? Or did you just come to observe?
No, I came down to get Thomas, bail him out.
All right. She's here for someone named Thomas. I don't think you guys, she's not here for this defendant. What's his name?
Thomas Genus.
All right, that's not who we're addressing at this time. I'll have to call you back in just a moment. I'm sorry for the confusion.
Okay.
Go ahead and have a seat.
Who's the victim?
So do we have a witness here on this case?
She got confused.
Good morning, ma'am. Do you need the interpreter? Could I have the interpreter disconnect from the headset, please?
Yo tengo, Your Honor. Señora, ¿necesito un intérprete?
Sí.
Ok.
Please raise your right hand to be sworn.
Levante la mano derecha.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
¿Jura decir la verdad, solo la verdad y nada más que la verdad?
Sí, juro.
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Ma'am, did you wish to testify this morning?
Señora, ¿desea testificar esta mañana?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, let me ask, does the prosecutor have any questions?
¿La fiscalía tiene alguna pregunta?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sí, su señoría.
Good morning. Good morning.
Buenos días.
What's your name, please? And could you spell your last
Su nombre,
name?
por favor. y
Jenny
deletrezo.
Carolina Bulla.
Repita.
Jenny Carolina Bulla.
Jenny Carolina Bulla.
And how do you know the defendant?
¿Cómo conoce usted al acusado?
Es mi esposo.
He's my husband.
Has something like this happened before?
¿Algo como esto ha ocurrido en el pasado?
No,
No.
Are you afraid of him?
¿Siente usted temor de él?
para nada, no.
Was
No,
also alcohol involved in this incident?
¿Las drogas o el alcohol tuvieron algo que ver en este incidente?
No,
No.
While this case is pending, would you like to have contact with him?
¿Desea usted tener contacto con él mientras el caso esté pendiente?
sí.
Yes.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
No tengo más preguntas.
Thank you. Any questions, Ms. George?
No questions, Your Honor.
Licenciada George, ¿alguna pregunta? No tengo preguntas.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Gracias, señora.
And so, Your Honor, I would ask that, given the victim's testimony that she is not afraid of him, that you take that into consideration as well when setting the bond amount.
So, señoría, quisiera pedirle que tome en cuenta el hecho de que la testigo ha indicado que ella no siente ningún temor de él, que tome eso en cuenta cuando llegue el momento de fijar la fianza.
Thank you. And ma'am, you can stay right there until I'm finished with the case.
Bien, y señora, se puede quedar ahí mismo hasta que terminemos con el caso.
Gracias.
Thank you.
All right, sir, your bond is $5,000 on count one, $15,000 on count two, with special conditions.
Bien, señor, la fianza se fijarán en $5,000 ante el primer cargo y $15,000 ante el segundo cargo con las condiciones especiales.
You can have no contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Se le prohíbe el contacto con la víctima. ¿Sabe lo que eso significa?
Sí.
Yes.
You can't possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition.
Se le prohíbe la tenencia de ningún tipo de arma, arma de fuego o municiones.
You must surrender this firearm to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release.
Usted debe entregarle esta arma de fuego a las autoridades dentro de un plazo de 24 horas desde el momento en que salga de la cárcel.
You can have no contact with the witnesses in this case.
Se le prohíbe el contacto con los testigos en este caso.
You must maintain a separate residence from the victim. I'll allow a one-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings.
Debe buscarse otro paradero por separado de la víctima. Se le permitirá regresar a la residencia una sola vez junto a las autoridades para recoger sus pertenencias.
Do you understand?
¿Lo ha entendido?
Tengo una pregunta.
I have a couple questions.
Yes, sir. You can ask anything you wish, but everything you say is being recorded and can be used against you later. Do you understand that?
Bien, puede hacer cualquier pregunta que tenga, pero entienda que todo lo que diga está siendo grabado y puede ser usado en su contra más adelante. ¿Lo ha entendido?
And Mr. Interpreter, could you please advise the client that I would recommend he not talk about the facts of the case as everything is being recorded until he gets one-on-one with his attorney?
Su abogada le aconseja que no diga nada con respecto a los hechos del caso hasta que llegue a hablar con su abogada en persona más adelante.
Ok.
Ok.
So do you have any questions for me?
No.
¿Tiene todavía una pregunta entonces?
No.
No.
All right, good luck, sir. Thank you, ma'am, for coming. Good luck.
Your Honor, he does have.
Gracias, buena suerte.
Oh, wait. You have an immigration hold, so even if you post this bond, you will not be released until that hold is released.
Usted tiene una orden de retención de parte de inmigración, así que aunque usted logre pagar la fianza en este caso, no podrá salir hasta que se resuelva el tema de la orden de retención de inmigración.
Good luck.
Gracias.
What's his name?
His name.
Okay, so did we skip Santana Arroyo? I have that one first. Okay. All right, go ahead. Actually, don't connect to the headset. I believe we have a witness in this case as well. Good morning, sir. Please tell me your name.
Buenos días, señor. Dígame su nombre.
Sí, buenos días. Dígame, Felisa Tomás Cano.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. The interpreter is just going to instruct that it's the defendant's name
Yes.
you're asking for right now. Señora, todavía no me diga su nombre. Le está preguntando al acusado. Ya llegaremos a este momento. Señor, diga usted su nombre.
Andrés Mateo.
Andrés Mateo.
Good morning, sir. You're here in 21 MM 810, charged with battery.
Buenos días, señor. Se encuentra acá en el caso 21 MM 810 por el cargo de agresión física.
There is probable cause.
Determino que existen indicios de criminalidad.
At this time, I'll appoint an attorney to represent you.
Se le designará un abogado para que lo represente en este momento.
While you're in the courtroom, you need to look at me or this wall, but do not look at the witness. Do you understand?
Mientras se encuentra acá en la sala, míreme a mí o a la pared detrás de mí, pero no mire a la testigo. ¿Lo ha entendido?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, good morning, ma'am. Do you wish to testify today?
Buenos días, señora. ¿Desea testificar esta mañana?
Sí, buenos días.
Yes, good morning.
Please raise your right hand to be sworn.
Levante la mano derecha, por favor.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
¿Jura decir la verdad, solo la verdad y nada más que la verdad?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Does the prosecutor have some questions?
¿La fiscalía tiene alguna pregunta? Sí, su señoría.
Good morning.
Buenos días.
What is your name, please, and spell your last name?
Diga su nombre, por favor, y deletree su apellido.
Elisa Tomás Caña.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. The interpreter is just going to instruct her to approach the mic a little better because I can't hear. Señora, por favor, acérquese lo más que pueda al micrófono que tiene enfrente y repita para poderla escuchar.
Elisa Tomás Caña.
If the interpreter can ask her to bring the microphone down closer to her mouth, I think she's below the microphone, that might help.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. Baje el micrófono, señora, ajústelo y bájelo un poco para que esté apuntando hacia usted.
Ah, sí. Ok.
Bien. Repita, por favor.
Felisa Tomás Caña.
Felicia Tomás.
Ms. Thomas, how do you know the defendant?
Señorita Tomás, ¿cómo conoce usted al acusado?
Es mi esposo.
He's my husband.
Has something like this happened before?
¿Algo parecido a esto ha ocurrido antes?
Sí.
Yes.
Before this incident, when was the last incident?
Antes de este incidente, ¿cuándo fue el último incidente que ocurrió? ¿Cuándo?
Ayer.
Yesterday.
And before that?
¿Y antes de eso?
Dilo otra vez.
Can you say that again?
Dilo otra vez. No, no entendí.
Can you say that again? I didn't quite understand.
I think she's asking, that's her question to you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Before yesterday, when was there another incident like this?
Pero antes del incidente de ayer, ¿cuándo fue el otro incidente que ocurrió? ¿Cuándo?
El día de paso, el primer vez al viernes y otro día al sábado en la mañana.
It happened the first time on Friday and then again Saturday morning.
Were drugs or alcohol involved in this incident?
¿Tuvieron algo que ver con este incidente las drogas o el alcohol? ¿Tuvieron algo que ver?
Por las cervezas.
Perdón, repita.
Por las cervezas.
Beer, because of the beer.
Sir, can you ask if she's okay?
¿Se encuentra bien, señora?
Sí.
Yes.
Does she want to have contact with him while this case is pending?
¿Desea usted mantener el contacto con él mientras este caso esté pendiente?
Sí.
Yes.
I have no further questions.
No tengo más preguntas.
Thank you. Anything from the defense?
No questions, Your Honor.
Gracias. ¿Algo más de parte de la defensa? No tengo preguntas.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. You can stay right there while I finish with this case.
Gracias, señora. Puede quedarse ahí mismo mientras terminamos con el caso.
Bueno.
Sir, your bond in this case will be $500.
Bien, señor, ¿se fijará la fianza de $500 en este cargo?
With special conditions at this time, you can have no contact with the victim.
Con la condición de que no puede tener ningún tipo de contacto con la víctima.
You cannot possess a weapon of any kind, a firearm, or ammunition.
Se le permite la tenencia de ningún tipo de arma, arma de fuego o municiones.
You cannot possess or consume any alcoholic beverages, and you'll be subject to random alcohol screens.
Se le prohíbe el consumo, tenencia de ningún tipo de bebida alcohólica y deberá someterse a análisis de alcohol al azar.
You must maintain a separate residence, and I'll allow a one-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings.
Debe buscarse otro paradero por separado de la víctima. Se le permitirá regresar una sola vez junto a las autoridades para recoger sus pertenencias.
Do you understand?
¿Lo ha entendido?
Sí.
Yes.
Good luck, sir. Thank you, ma'am, for coming. Good luck.
Buena suerte,
Yes.
señor. Gracias, señora.
Just a moment.
Okay.
I'm sorry? I'm not placing him on PTR, but thank you.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor, Lorraine Torres Caro, 2202 to Osceola.
Is what?
TOT.
Okay. Do we have any other Spanish cases this morning? All right, that's all we need from the interpreter at this. Actually, can you make a call in the audience and see if we have any other witnesses who need your services?
Sure thing, Your Honor. A las personas que están en el público, ¿hay alguien que necesita el intérprete de español? Levante la mano.
I see no hands.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Yes, is this, who's this now? Okay. Good morning, please tell me your name.
Pedro Santana Arroyo.
Sir, you're here in 21 CF 3207 because a warrant was issued for your arrest out of Osceola County for possession of cocaine and drug paraphernalia. The bond authorized on that is $1,000 on count one, $250 on count two. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you, and we'll notify Osceola County that you're here. And at this time, I'll take no action on the out on bond cases because of the dates.
Thank you.
All right, good luck, sir. Do we want to bring someone else in while we're waiting on that? Sometimes that takes a while. I don't know what's up with this morning. It's not. Good morning. Please tell me your name.
Good morning, Shadon Gadsden.
All right, Mr. Gadsden, you're here in 21 CF 145490. Looks like you saw Judge Bain yesterday and he reset the case as to count two. Does the state have any further information?
No, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I would ask if the state doesn't have a supplement that you ROR as to count two, the battery by strangulation, as there was no indication that the victim normal breathing was impeded. All it states is that he choked her, but immediately she kicked him and he jumped off and they were fighting. That was the argument we had yesterday. The state was given 24 hours to provide an additional supplement. They did not, so I would ask for an ROR.
What says the state?
No objection.
All right, Mr. Gadsden, at this time, I'll release you on your own recognizance as to count 2. However, all the conditions that Judge Bain put in place yesterday for the other 3 counts still remain. Do you understand that?
Can you repeat that again? I'm sorry.
So yesterday, when you saw Judge Bain,
Yes, ma'am.
he gave you bond on the other 3 counts as well as conditions.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you remember those conditions?
Was it the PTR on one of them?
No. You can have no contact with the victim. You can't return to the scene of the offense. You can't possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition. You have 24 hours to render your firearms and any weapons that you have 24 hours after your release.
All right.
All of that remains in effect. You understand?
That's okay. So, okay, besides the fire, like the surrendering part, did that mean like a baseball bat and stuff like that too?
Yes, he says any weapons.
Okay. All right. Understandable. Thank you.
I can't understand you. You have to back up. Don't get that close.
Understand.
Okay.
Understandable. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good luck. Yes, that's the only thing. Yes, ma'am. Do we have Chinese? Oh, we have Chinese. Okay. That's fine. I just wanted to make sure before they bring in someone else. I don't want her disconnecting because she has another place to be. Will it be over the headset? No, it'll be over the loudspeaker. I don't, you just connect it. They changed that. It'll just connect. You don't press anything. Good morning, this is Judge Gibson. Who do I have on the line? Hello? Good morning. Good morning, this is Judge Gibson. Oh, no. You don't have to press anything now, it just connects. Good morning, this is Judge Gibson. Who do I have on the line?
Hi, this is Candy. I'm the Mandarin interpreter.
Have you previously been sworn today?
Not yet.
Please raise your right hand to be sworn.
Okay. Yes.
Do you swear to translate from Mandarin Chinese to English, English to Mandarin Chinese, truthfully in these matters here today?
Yes, I swear.
Thank you. All right, good morning, ma'am. Please tell me your name.
Sure. My first name is Candy, C-A-N-D-Y. Last name Pan, P-A-N.
No, I'm sorry. That was my question for the defendant, for you to translate.
Okay, sorry about that. 您好，我是翻译，请您说出您的姓名。
我叫罗爱宝。
My name is Luo Ai Pao.
Good morning, ma'am. You're here in 21 MM 8609, charged with battery, domestic violence.
您是在218609，您的起诉是殴打。
I reviewed the probable cause affidavit.
我有看了关于这一个事件原因的承诺书。
There is probable cause.
是有合理原因存在。
At this time, I'll appoint an attorney to represent you.
现在我会指派律师代表您。
Your bond is $500.
您的保释金是500美元。
With special conditions, you can have no contact with the victim.
在没有特殊的情况下，您是不能够与受害者有任何联系。
Do you understand what no contact means?
请问您是否明白不能有任何联系是指什么意思？
You have to answer out loud.
我明白。
您回答的大声一点。
我明白。任何方式不能跟受害人联系。我明白。
I cannot contact the victim in any ways, I understand.
That's correct. You can't possess a weapon of any kind, a firearm or ammunition.
您不能够持有任何的武器、枪支。
Were you two living together?
你们两个人是住在一起吗？
不是一个，叫什么？好，不在一个地方。
Not the same location.
All right, then I'll order that you can't return to his residence for any reason.
那我会命令您不能够出于任何的原因回到他的住所。
Do you still have belongings at the Hilton Bonnet Creek?
您是否还有个人物品在 Housebound Creek 这里？
没有。
No.
All right, good luck, ma'am.
好，祝您好运。
Thank you.
That's all we need from the interpreter at this time. Thank you.
No problem. Have a great day.
You as well.
Thank you.
Good luck. Good morning, sir. Please tell me your name.
Morning, Xavier Charles, ma'am.
Good morning. You're here in 21 CF 15516 because a warrant was issued for your arrest, charging you with grand theft and violation of a domestic violence injunction. Another judge has already found probable cause in this case. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Do you wish to be heard on bond, Ms. George?
Your Honor, on the violation of a domestic violence injunction, and I don't know if my reading is correct, but it appeared they could have contact, but it was supposed to be non-physical and violent. Is that your understanding as well, Your Honor? When I read the
affidavit?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
So my argument in this case, Your Honor, would be, I would ask that you take into consideration, it appears that he took the phone and keys and walked away. I just ask that you take into consideration, there was no violence in this case. I think it was a disagreement between the two. So given the facts in this case, I would ask that you take that into consideration when setting the bond amount. And Your Honor, if you are inclined, you can issue a no contact order, and I think that that would eliminate any further issues they could have.
Anything from the state?
Your Honor, this defendant has at least 4 other cases with the same victim. One of them was when she was pregnant in 2019. I believe there's also another violation of domestic injunction, but I would have to double check that. So there is a history here. I would ask for the no contact, obviously, but yeah, I would ask that you take that into consideration when setting the bonds, that there are at least 4 other domestic violence incidents with the same victim.
I see as a prior failure to appear, the last one being earlier this year. His last conviction was for battery domestic violence. Do you know if that was on the same victim?
Yes, Your Honor.
It was, and Your Honor, I would just, again, make reference to the fact that they, my client is disputing that he did take the keys, but they do have a child in common. And that domestic violence was back in 2020, a year ago. My client is currently homeless, and he has been getting assistance with getting places, as you can read in the affidavit, going from here to there with the alleged victim in this case. So again, I just ask that, I think that if you do the no contact order, I would ask for a lower bond in this case because he did not hit her. It just alleges that he took keys and her phone. So I believe it was a cup holder. I just ask that you consider all of those things. I think it was an argument, but it did say no physical or violent action. I think there was just an argument that took place.
All right, thank you both. Mr. Childs, at this time, your bond will be $1,000 on count 1, $5,000 on count 2. With special conditions, you can have no contact at all with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yeah, but I didn't contact her.
Do you understand what no contact means? You can't have any contact with her now. You can't possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. You can't be within 1,000 feet of the victim's residence or place of employment. If DCF gets involved, you'll have to comply with any plans set in place by DCF. Any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
All right, good luck, sir.
Can't pay that.
Good morning, sir. Please tell me your name.
Thomas, Gino.
All right, sir, you're here in 21 CF 15517, charged with battery on a person 65 years of age or older. At this time, I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you in this case.
Yes.
There is probable cause. Let me ask, ma'am, did you wish to testify this morning?
I think I should. That's why I'm here.
All right,
To
can
help
I have you
him
raise your right
out.
hand? Raise your right hand to be sworn.
Okay.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, let me ask the prosecutor if she has some questions for you.
Okay.
Good morning.
Hi.
Can you tell me your name and spell your last name, please?
My name is Deborah and last name is Guthrie, Guthrie.
And how do you know the defendant?
We've been together for 10 years now.
Has something like this happened before?
9 years ago.
Were drugs or alcohol involved in this incident?
Alcohol.
Okay. Are you afraid of him?
Not really. You know, not super afraid.
Not know what that means.
Just the way I said it,
Okay.
you know.
While this case is pending, would you like to have contact with him?
Yes, I would, please. That's why I'm here, to help get him out of jail.
Okay. I have no
And
further
hopefully this is a wake-up call for him. And it will never happen again. And next time it happens, I will not be down here. I do want to be with him.
I have no further questions, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, thank
Do
you, Ms. George.
understand what I'm saying?
I do.
Yes, ma'am. Anything from the defense?
No questions, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, ma'am. You can stay right there while I finish the case.
Okay. But you heard everything I said, right?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Okay.
Did you want to be heard on bond?
Yes, he does qualify for pretrial release, Your Honor. I would ask for pretrial release in this case, along with a small monetary bond, given that I ask that you take into consideration he has 0 failures to appear. His last conviction was in 2009 for paraphernalia.
Any objection from the state?
No objection.
All right, sir, at this time, I'm going to place you on pretrial release and require that you
Oh,
post a
thank
monetary
you.
bond, except I'll reduce that amount significantly. Your bond in this case will be $500.
Thanks.
At this time, sir, you can't possess or consume any alcoholic beverages. You'll be subject to random alcohol screens. Ma'am, I heard your testimony here this morning,
Yes.
but I'm still concerned with the facts that I read in the affidavit. I think at this point, I'm going to order that he can have no contact with you.
Oh, no. How are we supposed to do that?
So sometimes I think in cases like this, it's good for both parties if you have a little bit of a break.
He has no place to go when he gets out.
So he can talk to his attorney about some resources they might be able to point him toward.
Can I talk to his attorney?
Of course. Ms. George, do you have a card or something that you can provide her so she can call?
Yes.
All right, so she's gonna give you this piece of paper with a number on it that you can call.
And what happens if we were to have contact? What happens?
So if the
Get in
police get
trouble?
called, he can be arrested and held at no bond.
Okay.
So do you understand that, Mr. Alanis?
Yes.
All right, you can't possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition, and I'm going to order you maintain a separate residence. I'll allow a one-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings. If you look on that green piece of paper, there's a phone number for you to call your attorney. And that's the same piece of paper you'll have with that phone number, and they'll be able to tell you
Yeah,
what attorney is
because
assigned to his case.
You're going to release him. Is that correct?
So he will be released once he posts that bond,
Today?
if he posts that bond today.
Okay, because I want to get him out today, but he has to have a way home. And we're only there till Thursday because we've been staying in a hotel. We have to leave. That's why I was hoping he could learn a lesson from this. You know what I'm saying? Maybe this is a wake-up call.
I do, ma'am, and I hope that it is. But I'm
Yeah.
really concerned about the allegations that were in this affidavit. This was a very violent attack. And I understand that you want contact with him right now. But
Please.
I'm concerned about that. I'm concerned for your safety if he is released from custody and then has contact with you.
But
So
can't you ask him also
ask him what?
if he learned his lesson and give him a benefit of a doubt? That's why I'm here.
In my experience, ma'am, most people in his position are going to say yes.
Of course,
Right.
but he might be sincere also.
He may be. And honestly, I really do hope the best for both of you. I hope this is a wake-up call and it can be resolved peacefully for both of you. I really do hope that.
And how long is this no contact order going to be issued?
Until another judge changes my order. So when you call the number on that piece of paper that the public defender just gave you,
Yes,
you can ask his attorney to file a motion in front of his trial judge changing my order.
okay,
That judge can change it at any time.
yeah.
But he can't have contact with you until a judge says that.
So he won't be released today, is that what you're saying?
No, he'll be released as soon as he posts bond.
I'm going to do that,
You can do that.
right.
So then he'll be released.
And they'll help me do that out front?
Yes,
Okay.
but he still can't have contact with you when you do that.
Give me my wallet. I can't get home without my wallet.
You'll have your wallet. When they release you, you'll get back all your property.
Oh, she had.
No, I
she
have
has
his
it.
wallet.
Do you have it with you?
Yes.
Can she leave it for them downstairs when she, okay. When you talk to them downstairs, tell them that you have his wallet and you need him
Okay,
to have
so
it.
in other words, what you're saying, I go my way and he goes his way.
Right,
And
just
we've
for
been
now.
together 10 years and there's nothing left, which is not true.
I'm not saying that
You
at
know what I'm
all.
saying? Well, that's how I feel.
Whatever you two decide to do with your relationship in the future is up to you.
Right, but there's no contact. We can't even communicate if there's not
Right.
going to be no contact, and that's not the way to live.
Well, right now you can't
How long is that going to,
until another judge changes it.
when will that happen?
That's between him, his attorney, and that judge.
Today, next week?
It
or-
could be, well, it won't be today, most likely.
Yeah,
But it could be 3 days from now, it could be 3 weeks from now, it's up to them. They'll have to file a
so
motion and
he'll be
schedule
on
that.
the street. I'll be on the street.
I hope not.
No, it's true. It's true.
Well, I would ask the public
very-
defender's
I'm-
office
I'm
for all the
serious.
resources they
It's
can point
true.
you to, and he'll do the same thing.
And that's it, right?
Yes, ma'am, for now.
Feel great.
Good luck, ma'am. Please tell me your name.
Stephanie Avila.
I'm sorry, what?
Stephanie Avila.
I can't hear her.
Stephanie Avila.
Oh.
What happened to Amir?
So if we're gonna skip people, can you guys tell me that before we get to the next person? Not now, because she's up here, but then that way it's easier for me to figure out what they're saying. All right, good morning, ma'am. You're here in 21 MM 8610, charged with battery domestic violence. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $500 with special conditions. You can have no contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes, but what can I do about my kids?
What do you mean?
We share a child together.
So you'll have to talk to your attorney about how to work that out, because at this time, you can have no contact with the victim. You can't possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition. Were you two living together?
Yes.
All right, you'll have to maintain a separate residence. I'll allow a one-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings, but you can't coordinate that with the victim.
He's in my apartment.
So I don't have jurisdiction to order him to leave. If he does leave, you can be there. But if he doesn't leave, you can't live there right now. Any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
What happened with Parker Priester? All right, 21 CF 15514. I'm going to give her a moment. Ms. George, I'm going to appoint your office in this case. This is Parker Priester.
Yes, Your Honor, was it medical?
He's mental health.
Oh, yes, Your Honor, I'll waive the appearance.
There is probable cause.
I just ask that you take into consideration, he does not have a domestic violence history, Your Honor. 0 failures to appear, and the last charge was trespass in 2019. So just ask that you take all of those things into consideration.
Anything from the state?
No, Your Honor.
I'll set his bond at $5,000 on count 1, $100 on count 2. No contact with the victim or any witness. Maintain a separate residence, one-time return with law enforcement. No weapons, firearms, or ammunition. Comply with any plans set in place by DCF. Any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Good morning. Please tell me your name.
Hi, Noelle Bell.
You're here in 21 MM 8594, charged with battery, domestic violence. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Good morning. Did you wish to testify?
Yeah.
Please raise your right hand to be sworn.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please state your name.
Larry Wells.
All right, I'm going to ask the prosecutor if she has some questions for you.
Good morning, Mr. Wells.
Good morning.
How do you know the defendant?
She's my girlfriend and the mother of my child.
Has something like this happened before?
No.
Were drugs or alcohol involved in this incident?
No,
Are you afraid of her?
not at all.
While this case is pending, would you like to have contact with her?
Yes, we have to take care of our child together.
I can't hear you, sir.
I said yes, we have to take care of our child together.
Thank you.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Anything from the defense?
No questions, Your Honor.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
What do we have to do to have these charges dropped?
So you actually can't drop them. That's up to the state of Florida.
Okay.
This is the state of Florida versus Noelle Bell at this point.
So
You
would I
can
have to talk to
contact the state attorney's
General's?
office, and it'll be up to them if they're going to drop it or not.
Okay.
Miss, I suddenly can't say your last name. Eugenia, what's your last name?
Eugene.
Oh, that was it. I was like, oh, it's Brenda Eugene. I don't know what's going on with me this morning. Can you give him the card so that he can contact the state attorney's office? Man. You can call that number, sir, or email,
Okay.
and then you can tell them anything you want, and then it'll be up to them to make that determination.
Okay.
Go ahead, Ms. George.
Your Honor, I'd ask that she be placed on pretrial release as well as a small monetary bond, given she has no criminal history. Also, given that they do not have any prior DV history, I would ask for a no hostile contact order. It does not appear, it states that he moved out. It does not appear that they actually live together, but it'll allow them to co-parent together if we give a no hostile contact order.
What says the state?
No objection.
All right, ma'am, at this time, I'm going to place you on pretrial release and require that you post a monetary bond. However, I'll reduce that amount significantly to $100. With special conditions, you can have only peaceful contact with the victim. Do you understand what that means? No hostile contact, no pushing, no shoving, don't even raise your voice. You have to answer out loud.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. You can't possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition. You must comply with any plan set in place by DCF. Are there any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Good luck. Good luck, sir. I'm sorry, Miss Eugene. I don't know what's wrong with me this morning.
All right.
Why do these say name? What is that? Yeah. Do they all say that? You know what? I don't even know. I don't remember. Do they say Bain or Gibson? Okay. I don't understand that either. Right, some are, some aren't. Good morning, please tell me your name. Sir, what's your name? You're here in,
Noelle Diaz.
thank you, 21 MM 8608. You're charged with battery domestic violence. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Good morning, ma'am. Did you wish to testify? You have to answer out loud.
Yes.
Please raise your right hand.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Ms. Eugene, do you have some questions for her?
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you say your first and last name?
Sure.
Your last name, please.
Bernadette Diaz.
And Ms. Diaz, how do you know the defendant?
He's my husband.
Has something like this happened before?
We've gotten into arguments before, yes.
When was the last time?
It's when that we've argued. It's like every couple, we argue all the time.
Okay. I meant more domestic violence.
It really doesn't get to that.
Okay. Were drugs or alcohol involved in this incident?
He does have his drinks.
Okay. Are you afraid of him?
No, I'm not.
While this case is pending, would you like to have contact with him?
Yes.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. Anything from the defense?
No questions, Your Honor. When signing the bond, Your Honor, I would ask that you take into consideration he has 0 failures to appear. I do see an arrest, but no convictions. So I just ask that you take that into consideration when setting his bond.
At this time, sir, your bond is $500 with special conditions. You can have no contact with the victim or any witness in this case. Do you understand what no contact means? You can't possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition. You have 24 hours after your release to surrender this firearm to law enforcement. Do you understand that? You must maintain a separate residence. I'll allow a one-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings, but you cannot coordinate that with the victim or any of the witnesses. Do you understand? You must comply with any plan set in place by DCF. You cannot possess or consume any alcoholic beverages, and you'll be subject to random alcohol screens. Are there any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
All right, good luck. Good luck, ma'am. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
I did. Good morning. Please tell me your name.
My name is Rajesh Singh.
Sir, you're here in 21 MM 8614, charged with battery, domestic violence, and unlawful discharge of a firearm. At this time, I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. There is probable cause.
Your Honor, I just ask that you take into consideration he does not have any criminal history when set in the bond.
All right, anything the state wishes the court to consider?
No, Your Honor.
At this time, your bond is $500 with special conditions. You can have no contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means? You can't possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition. You must maintain a separate residence. I'll allow a one-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings, but you cannot coordinate that with the victim. You also can have no contact with any witness in this case. Any other conditions the state would request?
Just clarification, Your Honor, is that 500 each? There are 2 counts.
Oh, I'm sorry, there are 2 counts, 500 and 100. Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't catch it.
Good luck, sir.
Sorry.
Good morning, please tell me your name.
Plashette Solomon.
You're here in 21 MM 8605, charged with battery, domestic violence. At this time, I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. There is probable cause. Sir, do you wish to testify?
Yes, I do.
Okay, thank you.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
I'm going to ask the state if she has some questions for you.
Good morning. Can you say your first and last name, spell your last name for me, please?
First name is Conrad, last name is Cherry, Chery.
And how do you know the defendant?
That's my ex-girlfriend, the mother of my kids.
Has something like this happened before?
No, not with her.
Okay. Were drugs or alcohol involved in this incident?
No, I'm the one who had a little drink and I got a little upset. So that's how things end up going this far. But it was no reason for it to go this far. There's no threat, no problem to me. We have a kid we have to raise together. And I wouldn't want to see her in here, not the mother of my child.
Okay. While this case is pending, would you like to have contact with her?
Yes, I would.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
All right, anything from the defense?
No questions, Your Honor. Just ask that, in this case, I would ask for a no hostile contact order. Given the victim's testimony here today, my client also has no criminal history. So I just ask that you take all of that into consideration when setting the bond and the no hostile contact order, Your Honor, given that they share children together.
She qualifies for pretrial release.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that something you want?
Your Honor, I would ask for a pretrial release and a small monetary bond.
All right, at this time, ma'am, I'm going to place you on pretrial release and require that you post a monetary bond. However, I'll reduce that amount significantly to $100. With special conditions based on the testimony here today, I'll allow peaceful contact with the victim. Do you understand what that means?
Yes.
No hitting, no pushing, no shoving. Don't even raise your voice. You understand?
Yes.
You can't possess any weapons, firearms, or ammunition.
Okay.
All right, good luck, ma'am. Thank you for, yes, sir.
Yeah, because too, I'm not wanting her to get charged. She's a flight attendant and she has to leave to go back out of town where she's based in Boston.
She can leave.
Okay,
She just has to be back for court dates.
okay,
This doesn't require that she stay here, but if she misses a court date, a judge can issue a warrant for her arrest and hold her at no bond.
no, that wouldn't happen.
Right, but she can travel.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Good luck. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
David Nolan, bonded.
Okay. I don't have it. Please tell me your name.
Richard Martin Nazareth II.
Sir, you have a warrant out of St. Lucie County in 21 MM 2470 for battery domestic violence. There's no bond on that warrant. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you and we'll notify St. Lucie County that you're here so you can be transported.
Okay, Your Honor.
All right, good luck, sir. Oh, do you have a question?
Yeah, I'm a member of the Florida Bar. I need to notify them.
Oh.
So, I was wondering, would the court be able to do that? Because I don't know when I'll be sent back to St. Lucie.
I'll see what I'll let the attorney know once the case is open as well, and I'll speak to see what I can do about it.
All right, and I'm making a note for myself too to look at that. This is the first time that's come up in my courtroom and I'll see if I need to do anything or if I can. Yes, sir. Good luck.
Alvera Ward, bonded.
I don't have that person either.
Me either. That's interesting, right?
Good morning. Please tell me your name.
Dakota Chavez.
20 CF 9729. You're here for violating your probation. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. Hold on one moment. There's no bond authorized on this warrant. The allegation is that you violated your probation by testing positive for marijuana.
Yes, ma'am, that is correct.
Don't.
I believe that's the only allegation, actually. All right. Good luck, sir. Call your attorney. I'll take no action in the out-on-bond case at this time. Dakota Chavez. There's not a bond case there. Please tell me your name. What's your name, sir? Good morning. You're here in 21 CF 1654. A warrant was issued for your arrest for violating your probation. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you at this time. Give me a moment. The allegation is you violated your probation by failing to successfully complete or remain in drug and alcohol treatment, and by, oh, it's the same allegation. You have no bond at this time. Sir, did you have a question?
Yes, I was just saying because it was, I know I can explain the reason, but it was because my mom's funeral.
Don't. Listen.
I'll give you a moment to speak with your attorney. But they didn't sign them. No, she was here. I saw her. Yeah, because I saw these two. He's mental health. But I saw this one. Oh, there's the signatures. Okay. Okay. All right, thank you.
This top of That's not. Right?
Thank you, Your Honor.
So that's it.
All right, yes, sir. Good luck. Good morning. Please tell me your name. Mr. Edwards, you're here in 20 CF 7905 for violating your probation. It says it's an on-view violation. Where's the other charge? Was he seen yesterday?
No, he wasn't seen yesterday. That's just what he was with.
So how is it on view if there's not another charge? What's the other charge?
Let me see.
The allegation is you failed to submit to random testing.
I didn't fail.
Don't.
Well, that's the allegation, sir. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. You'll have no bond at this time. Good luck. Good morning. Please tell me your name.
Good morning, Martavian Johnson.
Mr. Johnson, you're here in 20 CF 8141 for violating your probation.
Your Honor, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's the one from yesterday?
Yeah, he was already seen and the order was already done on that. I submitted a.
There was an order?
Yes, so he didn't need to be seen today.
Oh, sorry, sir. I don't know why you were brought today. You saw the judge yesterday, so you shouldn't have been brought back today.
So everything's okay, yeah.
Yeah, just call your attorney.
My attorney, okay, so let me ask you a question since I'm here. So right now, I have to call my attorney to put myself back on the docket to have a bond hearing, or?
You'll be on a docket. You'll have a court date that will come, but I mean, it could be 6 weeks from now. I don't know when that is.
But until then, I'll just be in jail?
With no bond, that's correct. So if you want your attorney to file a motion asking the judge for bond before that date, you can do that.
So I need to ask my attorney to file a motion before that date?
Yes.
Yes.
And this is my attorney?
She's the representative from the public defender's office. So for today, she is, but she won't be the one who files that motion for you.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Good luck. Just leave it like that. Because I'm not changing anything. Yes. That's good. Yeah, I don't know why they brought him. Please tell me your name.
Larry Lorenzo Jones Jr.
All right, Mr. Jones, you're here for violating your probation in 20 CF 6324. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you in this case. At this time, you have no bond on that warrant. My computer's moving really slowly.
What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm not gonna be reinstated?
You might be later, but it won't be today. All right, so hold on. Wait. The allegation is that you failed to successfully complete or remain in drug and alcohol treatment, that you failed to comply with all instructions given to you by your probation officer. That's all of the allegations. And then there's technical violations. You missed an appointment, rescheduled an appointment, missed that. So those are the allegations, and at this time, you have no bond. All right, good luck, sir.
Yeah.
Please tell me your name.
Berlin knows, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good
I'm
morning.
so sorry. As well, this defendant as well, Your Honor. Judge Bain did an on-view BOP, and they already did the court order, so he doesn't need to be seen as well.
So why are they here?
I don't know why the IA person scheduled him. Because
Who's
there's
the IA person?
The person that works on C shift is a different person each night. I don't know.
But I mean, what department are they?
Inmate records.
Okay, so we need to talk to inmate records about not scheduling people for court who don't need to be here?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, because I'm not changing anything. Mr. Knowles, you shouldn't have been brought here today. You already saw a judge yesterday, and there's no reason to see you again. So I don't know why they brought you. I'm sorry. Please tell me your name.
Nick Melendez.
Mr. Melendez, you're here in 10 CF 1462 for violating your probation. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you in this case. The allegation is that you committed the new law violation of battery on November 16th in Hillsborough County. There's no bond on this warrant.
Was the case dismissed in Orange County? I believe the case was closed.
What case?
The one that I'm here for right now?
No, so you're here for violating probation in Orange County based on a new arrest in Hillsborough County. So that's why you're here today. It's for the violation of probation.
They dismissed my case. They closed my case in Orange County. In Hillsborough County, they closed that case. It's done.
They may have, but the fact that you were arrested is enough to violate your probation. So call your attorney right away. Yes, sir. Good luck. Good morning. Please tell me your name. All right, sir, you have two cases. Give me one moment. 2018 CF 7427. You're here for violating your probation. You'll have no bond on that at this time, and I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. In 21 CF 15515, you're here charged with possession of methamphetamine. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you in this case as well. There is probable cause. Your bond in this charge will be $1,000. You can't possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription or have contact with any known drug dealers. Do you understand? All right, good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
My name is Jaquil Perry Smith.
Good morning. You're here in 20 CF 6658 for violating your probation. At this time, I'll appoint an attorney to represent you in this case. You'll have no bond. The allegation is that you committed a criminal offense of possession of cannabis with intent to sell or deliver.
Can I say something?
No.
Sir, you can say anything you wish, but everything you say is being recorded and can be used against you later. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, he has to get the bond. Thank you, Your Honor, sorry.
All right, good luck, sir.
Oh, what was the bond amount? I'm sorry, I missed it.
He has no bond.
Oh,
It's a violation of probation.
he doesn't have the other, oh, it's just a violation.
Right.
Yeah. No, he's only here for the violation?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, no, you're only here for the violation.
He's already been seen on the other.
No.
Good morning. Please tell me your name.
Jeremiah Stokes.
Mr. Stokes, you're here in 20 CF 8004 for violating your probation. A warrant was issued for your arrest stating that you committed the new criminal offense of aggravated child abuse on November 9th, 2021. At this time, there's no bond on this warrant, and I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Good luck, sir.
Yeah. You have
Yes.
No action.
It's not an out on bond case,
Yeah,
so
that's
no.
what I was gonna say.
Right. It's not actually.
Marshall John refused.
All right, 21 MM 5461. I'll find his refusal a willing waiver of his appearance today. Ms. George, I'll appoint your office. This is a misdemeanor VOP.
Thank you, Your Honor.
There's no bond.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
Do you want to enter a denial?
Oh, yes, I'll enter the now, I'm sorry.
Status January 14th at 9 a.m. and 7 p.m.
All right, is the state ready for 33-day motions?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, who do you have first?
I have Willie Alexander Montanez.
Go ahead.
21 CF 14370, granted, notice of non-filing. 21 CF 13807, Cedric Taylor, granted, notice of non-filing. 21 CF 14339, Shanna Bryant, granted, notice of non-filing.
What about Mr. Taylor's other case? There's 13807 and 13809.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
All right, thank you.
Jeffrey Huggabook, 21 CF 14331, granted, notice of non-filing. Harry Cologne Soldeva, 21 CF 14385, granted, notice of non-filing. Willie Timms, 21 CF 14377, granted, notice of non-filing. Willie.
You are entering the meeting now.
Good morning, counselor. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hi, this is Judge Gibson, and you're here representing.
Your Honor, I'm representing Kalar Braxton.
All right, good morning. Please tell me your name.
Kalar Braxton.
Yes, my name is Seth Hyman, representing Kalar Braxton in case 2018 CF 012754AO.
Thank you, counselor. Ms. Braxton, you're here because a capias was issued for your arrest for failing to appear for a status hearing on 4 counts of fraudulent use of personal identification information. The judge who signed that capias has authorized no bond at this time. Since you're already represented, I'll not appoint the public defender's office in this case. Counselor, was there anything else you wish to be heard on?
Yes, Your Honor. I wanted to request the court grant a bond under specific and special circumstances. Would I be able to make a brief argument?
So it's my understanding of the law that the court is not able to change the bond on a capias signed by another court. So you'd have to make that argument in front of the trial judge, who it's Judge Navarro, who's assigned to this case now.
I'm not. I thought that the court was permitted to do that because it's part of the same judicial circuit. We previously had a motion for bond a few months ago in front of Judge O'Kane, which was denied. And there very special circumstances on this case because she actively was represented by counsel when the capias was issued, and she was present through the appearance of counsel and never failed to appear. So I'm just concerned about getting any kind of hearing time. I didn't know if it was legally impermissible for the court to grant a bond.
It is not because it's a capias. Were it a warrant, this court can modify the conditions and or bond on a warrant, but not on a capias.
Okay, well, if that's the court's understanding of the law, I don't have any case law to the contrary at hand.
All right, then I would just encourage you to file a motion in front of Judge Navarro. That is the judge to whom this case is now assigned.
I will. Thank you very much, Your Honor. I'll do it immediately.
Yes, sir. All right, ma'am, stay in touch with your attorney, okay? Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, counselor.
Before the court may be excused.
Yes, sir. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Okay.
Dwight Swan, refuse.
All right, it's 21 CF 15233. I'll find his refusal a willing waiver of his appearance today. Ms. George, I'll appoint your office to represent him.
Thank you.
This is a warrant, so probable cause has already been found. I'll stay the bond as listed in the warrant, $2,500 on count 1, $500 on count 2. Cannot return, no contact with any victim, witness, or co-defendant. Can't possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. Is there any other? That was the conditions? Okay, all right. Good morning, sir. Please tell me your name.
Wayne Banker.
All right, Mr. Banker, you're here in 21 MM 808, charged with petty theft of $100 or more. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. There is probable cause here. Ms. George, did you wish to be heard on anything?
Your Honor, I don't know if he would qualify for pretrial release. It said he wasn't interviewed.
I don't know, mine just says does not qualify.
He wouldn't.
He would.
does not?
Okay.
Okay.
No, Your Honor.
All right, sir. Your bond on this charge will be $250 with special conditions. You can't return to the scene for any reason or have contact with any victim or witness in the case. Do you understand? All right, stay in touch with your attorney. Good morning. Please tell me your name.
Jason Dwayne Jameson.
Mr. Jameson, you're here in 21 MM 129 because a capias was issued for your arrest for failing to appear for a hearing on a charge of providing false identification to law enforcement. The bond authorized is $2,000. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you.
Okay, I couldn't
Okay.
recognize you for a minute. Sorry. Your Honor, yes, the offer from the state to resolve the case today is an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, cost of investigation in the amount of $92.76 to Eatonville Police Department. I did speak to Mr. Jameson. We went over all the rights he would be giving up. He understands those rights and would like to accept the state's offer here today.
Please raise your right hand, sir.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, give me one moment. You can put your hand down. All right, so you had the opportunity to discuss with your attorney the rights you'd be giving up if you enter a plea of guilty or no contest. Do you understand those rights? Thank you. Do you have any questions for me about those rights?
No, ma'am.
All right, you understand if you're on probation anywhere, this plea could violate that probation.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, you could be deported.
Yes, ma'am.
He did, and I did appoint them. All right, sir. At this time, how do you wish to plead to the charge of providing false identification to law enforcement?
No contest.
I'll accept your plea. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for
46.
the 46 days that you've been in custody. Sir, I have to order that you pay court costs. I'll give you a year to pay those. And I'll have to order that you pay the cost of investigation of $92.76. Do you have the agency? Eatonville. Eatonville Police Department. Yes. And were there any other conditions?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Good luck, Mr. Jameson. You have 30 days to appeal in writing. Good morning. Please tell me your name.
Amir Muhammad.
Sir, you're here in 21 CF 15501, charged with burglary of a conveyance, criminal mischief, and petty theft of $100 or more. At this time, I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. There is probable cause. Your bond will be $3,500 on count 1, $100 on counts 2 and 3 each. With special conditions, you can't return to the scene for any reason. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
You can't have contact with any victim or witness in the case. You can't possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. All right, good luck, sir. Good morning. Please tell me your name. All right, Mr. Reynolds, you're here in 21 CF 15495 because a warrant was issued for your arrest, charging you with possession of a controlled substance. That means another judge has already found probable cause in this case. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $500. You cannot possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription or have contact with any known drug dealers. Do you understand? All right, good luck, sir. 500. Good morning. Please tell me your name, sir.
Vincent Williams.
Mr. Williams, you're here in 21 CF 15500, charged with grand theft. At this time, I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. Just one moment.
Okay.
There is probable cause in this case. Your bond is $3,500 with special conditions. You cannot return to Best Buy at 8350 South Orange Blossom Trail. You cannot have contact with any victim or witness in the case. Do you understand?
Yeah.
All right, good luck, sir.
Which one is it?
Please tell me your name.
Christian Leon.
21 MM 7884. Ms. George, your office represents him in this domestic battery.
I will enter a plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
Division 50 pretrial conference, January 10th at 9 a.m. in 7C.
Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Good morning. Please tell me your name.
Joshua Limberhan.
21 MM 7886. Ms. George, your office represents him as well. It's resisting without violence and assault on a law enforcement officer.
I'll enter a plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
Division 83 pretrial conference, January 3rd at 8:30 in 6C.
Good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Nathan Allen Martin.
21 MM 270. Ms. George, your office represents him and thus fraudulent and false identification given to law enforcement.
Yes, Your Honor. The state made an offer of an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, to resolve Mr. Martin's case. He is represented by a public defender. His attorney has already spoken to him and he wants to accept the state's offer here today.
Before we can do that, does the state have his criminal history?
One moment.
Because I don't have that.
He has 14 other arrests, Your Honor. They range from possession of cocaine, burglary of a structure, dealing in stolen property, possession or discharging a destructive device, attempted burglary of a conveyance. In 2019, there was a petty theft of $100 or more. There's also possession of drug paraphernalia.
All right, I'll accept that. Thank you. Mr. Martin, raise your right hand, please.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Martin, you had the opportunity to speak with your attorney before court about the rights you'd be giving up if you enter a plea of guilty or no contest. Thank you. Do you understand those rights? Do you have any questions for me about those rights? You understand that if you're on probation anywhere, this plea could violate that. And if you're not a U.S. citizen, you can be deported. All right, understanding all of those rights, Mr. Martin, how do you wish to plead to the charge of false name or identification to law enforcement? I'll accept your plea. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for the 33 days you've been in custody. I have to order that you pay court costs. I'll give you a year to pay those.
Thank you.
Good luck, sir. You have 30 days to appeal in writing. Good morning. Please tell me your name. Oh, I don't know if I did that. 21 MM 8611. You're here charged with petty theft. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. Did you wish to be heard, Ms. George?
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, I would argue no PC to the petty theft. In order to have a petty theft, there must be a taking to permanently deprive the owner of their property or use of their property. Here, Ms. Barnes, it alleges in the arrest affidavit that he tried to swipe her card to pay for the taxi cab. The card declined. He took her to an ATM. And then it states that once she comes back, while at the ATM, I don't know, it says an argument ensued, police arrived, and she was coming back to the vehicle. At which point she did allegedly get money from an ATM. She crumbled the ATM receipt and put it in her pocket. But other than that, she stated she was trying to pay for the taxi, but there's no indication that she was trying to run from him. She was never going to pay for the taxi. It just alleges that she went and got money and she crumbled up the receipt to hide it from the police officer. And he realized she had $70 on that particular receipt. And some money.
Meaning she had money in the account.
And yeah, that account. But I don't know if it was the same card because the card, okay, just a second. The card he was attempting to run was declining. And it actually states that in the arrest affidavit. So
Well, that's a credit card.
correct.
So she'd have to use an ATM card she'd have to use a debit card in an ATM machine.
Right. So she goes in to get the cash. Some credit cards do allow you to get cash too.
That's true.
So I'm not sure if it was the same card, different. We don't know. I'm just stating within the four corners of this arrest affidavit, I would argue no PC to the petty theft being she was still there when law enforcement arrived. She came back to the vehicle. She stated she was trying to pay. I don't know if there is enough based on this arrest affidavit to charge her with petty theft, Your Honor, based on what's written.
What says the state?
Your Honor, it does say, I spoke with Barnes, who stated she was trying to pay but could not. I understand that she went to the ATM and what have you, Your Honor, but it seems as though she knew that she would not be able to pay, but still got into the taxi regardless.
Well, I don't think that's true, given she tried to go in. She went in and withdrew money at the exact same time. If you read the time, it states that at 40, she withdrew $40 at 0022 hours. The police arrived at 022 hours. She comes back to the vehicle. She stated she was trying to pay but could not. We don't know if she's saying, hey, it could have been she was trying to pay with her credit card. That wasn't working, so she went into the Wawa to use the ATM to pay. We don't know.
So I looked at the statute, it's 812.014. A person commits theft if he or she knowingly obtains or uses or endeavors to obtain or to use the property of another with intent to either temporarily or permanently deprive the other person of a right to the property or benefit from the property or appropriate the property to his or her own use. So what I read in this affidavit is Ms. Barnes summoned a taxi, got in the taxi. When the credit card was continuously run and declined, she said, take me to Wawa so she could use the ATM, which he did. They get to Wawa, she's using the ATM. It says, while deputies were speaking with the driver, Ms. Barnes approached and said she was trying to pay, but she could not. So the deputy gave her back her phone so she could return to the ATM in case she needed it. She had a receipt in her hand, which she would not allow deputies to see. She then received her phone and began to walk away from deputies. So after making no effort to give the money to the taxi driver, she walks away from the deputies. However, they go get her and secure her in handcuffs. So I think the reason for all of these other facts is what the law enforcement officer is saying is when you look at the receipt, she withdrew $40 at the same time. She had a $70 balance in the account showing that she had the ability to pay. And she had 3 bottles of alcohol in her purse, which appeared to have been purchased recently, but had made no effort to pay the taxi.
I think when I read it, Your Honor, the part that says he gave her phone back once she returned to the ATM. Once she returned to the ATM, I thought it said once she returned back from the ATM. So you know how you said I gave Barnes her phone back once she returned to the ATM, meaning going to it. I thought he gave her the phone once she had already come back from the ATM, at which point here I was arguing that she went to the ATM to get the money, and that's why I made reference to the time she went into Wawa to get the cash to pay for the taxi cab. I thought that occurred after.
Oh.
I misread that part, Your Honor.
All right, well, I think there's probable cause. I mean, there might be lots of good defenses to this at a later stage, but I think for purposes of probable cause, there is sufficient evidence. So, ma'am, your bond on this will be $500. You can't have contact with the victim in this case. Are there any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
So, ma'am, now you need to call your attorney.
I don't have an attorney.
You do have an attorney. That's who's been arguing on your behalf. On that green piece of paper, there's a phone number you can call and ask to speak with the attorney who's been assigned to your case. And then you can talk about any defenses you might have and what your strategy is moving forward. You can, you have a bond. So if you post bond.
I don't have the $500.
All right, so then ask your attorney to file a bond motion for a reduction of bond in front of the trial judge. Good morning, please tell me your name.
Jamal Brown.
Mr. Brown, you're here in 21 MM 8607, charged with resisting an officer without violence and failure to provide identification after warning. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. Did you wish to be heard?
Yes, Your Honor. The offer from the state to resolve the case today is an adjudication of guilt, credit time served. I did speak to Mr. Brown. We went over all the rights he would be giving up. He understands those rights and would like to accept the state's offer here today.
And does he also understand that he's out on bond for a battery, which is a violent offense, and this court might still revoke his bond even if he enters a plea?
And I have to double check. When I spoke with him in the back, Your Honor, he stated that he was never arrested on this case.
Okay, hold on one second. Let me look that up.
There's an arraignment date.
Right. I don't know if from what I was told, it was a summons or to appear.
Oh, it says date bonded NA.
Right. I think it was a summons to appear, Your Honor. They never, the officer said he would get a date later on. He never arrested him, is what I was.
All right, can the state verify that, please?
Second, Your Honor.
Thank you.
The summons was issued November 23rd, Your Honor, but I don't have any notification that it was served.
So he was never arrested?
No.
All right. I need to review this, though, and the probable cause for that charge before I'll know if I'll accept that plea. Split up that way. Hold on. Oh, that's why. Hold on. I just have that there's an information filed. I don't have an affidavit in the court file. That's all right, sir. I'm not asking you any questions. I'm just saying out loud what I'm seeing. All right, sir, please raise your right hand to be sworn.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you had the opportunity to speak with your attorney before court about the rights you'd be giving up if you enter a plea of guilty or no contest. Do you understand those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand that if you're on probation anywhere, this plea could violate that.
Yes, ma'am.
And if you're not a U.S. citizen, you could be deported.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so I see on this sheet that I have that you have your last conviction was in Texas earlier, well, a month ago. It was in November. So I have no idea what happened with that, but if you're on probation for that and you enter a plea to this charge, you understand this could violate that probation.
Yes.
Okay. Understanding all of that, sir, how do you wish to plead to the charges of resisting without violence and failure to provide ID after warning?
No contest.
Thank you, sir. I'll accept your plea. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for the 2 days that you've been in custody. I have to order that you pay court costs. I'll give you a year to pay those. Good luck, sir. You have 30 days to appeal in writing. I did. I think because it's complicated, I want to make sure. Yes, sir. Good morning, ma'am. Please tell me your name.
On my driver's license, it says Catherine, Cathryn, Laverne, Laverne, Carter, Carter.
Thank you. You're here in 21 MM 809 because a warrant was issued for your arrest, charging you with exposure of sexual organs. Another judge has already found probable cause in this case. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you.
How about if I have my own attorney, GROZNCY from Orlando? Because he hasn't confirmed yet, but I could use a public defender.
So you want me to appoint the public defender's office?
Well, I can't afford $10,000 for an attorney, so how about a public defender?
Well, I just appointed them to represent you.
My mistake. I'm still startled by the charges.
Oh, all right. Well,
Catholic boarding school. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
that's okay. I did appoint an attorney to represent you. On that green piece of paper is a phone number that you can call, and you can ask to speak with the attorney who will be assigned to your case.
I'm sorry, could I just say one thing?
Ma'am, you can say anything you, ma'am, let me, ma'am, I need you to let me finish talking.
Sorry.
You can say anything you wish, but everything you say is being recorded and can be used against you later. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, go ahead.
No, you're first. I have nothing to say important.
I was done. You said you wanted to say something.
Just that I plead not guilty to the charges and they are totally false.
I understand. So at this time, your bond is $1,000.
I have $1,800 from my Social Security check. I just cashed it this morning and the police took my cash away. I was gonna bring it all.
All right, so you're gonna, 1,000?
Who's they? I took cash my Social Security.
There's no conditions.
I
I didn't see it either.
have $1,800 in cash at my house.
That's really odd.
In my house with enough.
All right,
Police are mean. Warrant was
correct.
issued? Could you please advise me on who issued the warrant, the name of the person? Because the 4 neighbors that were talking to the police, it took 6 police officers to put handcuffs on me, and I'm 71 and I'm on oxygen O2, 24/7 doctor's orders and 10 different medications, which I don't have.
I don't see the judge's signature on this. Hold on a second.
Well, that's not good, is it?
No, I'm in the
Mr.
wrong
Judge
page.
Gibson, you are the judge, so you tell me what I should do. I don't have any options.
All right, so Judge Roche is the one who issued the warrant for your arrest. Your bond is $1,000.
And I have $1,800, I just cashed my Social Security check.
Your Honor, in the warrant, does it allow for a modification of the bond?
It's a warrant, so it can be modified.
I would ask, I don't know if this offense qualifies for pretrial release, but given she really does not have any type of history other than the possession of paraphernalia.
I was an Uber driver. They left it in my, okay, I'm sorry.
Other than the drug paraphernalia, she gets Social Security. It's in her house, though. The police put it back in her house when they arrested her. She had just cashed her Social Security check. So if she can't get on pretrial release, she can't get out by paying a monetary bond because she has no money in her account. The money is at her house. I would ask for pretrial release if she qualifies.
Do you know if she qualifies?
She would have to be interviewed first, especially with this charge. I don't know. I'm not too sure.
All right, I'll order that she be interviewed for pretrial release. However, if she doesn't qualify, I'll stay the bond.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Are there any conditions the state would request? If you read the facts, it's in her yard.
Yeah.
If anything, Your Honor, I would have asked for mental health pretrial release, but I understand that that can be difficult to get into, and it's also a lengthy program. It's a lengthy interview process, but I would have asked for mental health pretrial release on this one.
Your Honor, I'm not asking for mental health pretrial release. I'm just asking for pretrial release.
I understand, but she might be a good candidate for that, given the facts of this one. All right, I'll have her screened for mental health pretrial release.
Can we make it that she can be screened for both, and if she doesn't qualify for mental health, she gets regular pretrial release?
Yes. All right.
Any conditions?
I'm not, no other conditions. All right, good luck, ma'am. Stay in touch with your attorney. No, you have the number. You need to call that number. They'll tell you who's assigned to your case.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes, ma'am. Good luck. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Chester Martin.
Mr. Martin, you're here in 21 MM 8606, charged with trespass on property after warning. Mr. George?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm sorry, I was looking at Fouch. I must have had it out of order. I was looking at Connor Fouch.
Oh. Was there an offer in this case?
Adjudication of guilt, credit time served. No return to the Walgreens located at 190 South Orange Avenue.
Have a second, Your Honor. Just a listen.
Yes.
Hey.
Your Honor, I did, oh, sorry. Did you find probable cause?
There is probable cause.
I did speak to Mr. Martin. We went over all the rights he would be giving up. He understands those rights and would like to accept the state's offer here today.
Raise your right hand, Mr. Martin.
I can ask you a question. What was the probable cause?
So, Mr. Martin, on December 6th, 2021, at about 4:30 p.m., someone at Walgreens flagged down police officers.
Right.
And when the police officers got there, they found you, and Walgreens said that they had previously trespassed you from that location and you weren't allowed to be there.
Right. But I ain't never been in jail for stealing or robbing or nothing. Why am I not allowed at Walgreens, number one, ma'am? And number two, I was standing on the front of the sidewalk in front of Walgreens, ma'am, not on their property, ma'am.
All right, so Mr. Martin, it sounds like you think you have some defenses to this charge. If you want to, I'll appoint a public defender to represent you. You can have conversations with your attorney about defenses to this charge. So you can enter a plea of guilty, no contest, or not guilty. If you enter a plea of not guilty today, or if your attorney does on your behalf, we'll set this case to be tried at a later time. And then you can meet with your attorney, talk about the defenses you might have, force the state to prove this case beyond all reasonable doubt.
Right.
You have that option today.
Right. Do I still get to leave here today, though?
So I can give you a bond.
No, I ain't got no bond. No, I ain't got no money for no bond.
Okay, well, hold on.
I know I'm right, but I take the plea.
I'm sorry, you what?
I wasn't on the property. I know that for a fact, but I take the plea, man. The kid got cameras everywhere out there.
Right.
Why should I have to sit in jail for this?
Well, because you were arrested.
Yeah, right.
But that doesn't mean you have to stay here.
Yeah, I take the plea. I let God handle it, because God got me all the time, not sometimes.
Ms. George?
I
take the plea.
Well, hold on a second, Mr. Martin.
I don't know if he would qualify based on his, I mean, given the facts of this case, Your Honor, that was my only thing. I know Mr. Martin doesn't have any money to pay the bond. given the unique situation and facts of this case, I would ask for an ROR if he maintains contact with the public defender's office. If not, if he cannot get an ROR, Your Honor, we would just go ahead and accept the offer so that my client doesn't have to sit in here.
All right, what says the state as to the defense request for a release on his own recognizance?
He has history, Your Honor. The last conviction was October of 2020, but it was for paraphernalia, and also drug possession. This is a nonviolent offense. My concern, Your Honor, it has been done before, but my concern is Mr. Martin does appear to be transient. He does not list an address here. I don't know that he would be able to keep in contact. So I think we may just be pushing the ball along.
Your Honor, on previous cases, we've made a condition that he maintains contact with the public defender's office. Twice a month is usually what I hear. Twice a month, he keeps in contact with his attorney by calling or stopping by the office based on the green sheet of paper we'll give him. If he agrees to those conditions, would the state be okay with that or no?
Mr. Martin,
Yes.
if I release you on your own recognizance, which means if I don't require you to post a monetary bond, but I order that you have to stay in touch with your attorney, how are you going to stay in touch with your attorney?
I got a cell phone.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, sure do.
Can you give your attorney the phone number to reach you?
I don't know the phone number by heart, but my phone number's in my property right now. I just got it. I just bought it at the dollar store.
Give me the paper.
Okay.
Paper.
Is there a way?
Thank you. As soon as you get it, can you give us a call?
Yeah, so I go get my phone, my property. I can just call her. She have my number on the phone.
Can we, as soon as he gets the phone back, Your Honor, can he just call the public defender's office and provide them with the number?
Yes. But do you know, does he just call the general number?
Mm-hmm. There'll be a receptionist that'll answer and be able to write his information down.
All right,
Because
Mr.
right now
Martin.
it's not open, so once it's open and they have his name and the case number, then they can put it in the notes for the attorney.
Well, that's what I'm worried about. It's not open. So he's going to call and give the number to a secretary somewhere. And where does it go?
It's in our office. So our main office, they'll answer the phone. He'll let them know his name, his case number. And then as soon as they open it, they can have them open it immediately due to the situation. And they can put that note in for the attorney. Also, what I can do is have him, I can give him my direct office number, have him call me. And then what I do is I wait like a couple days until it's open and I can put that number in there for the attorney as well.
I would much rather you do that because it's not that I don't trust someone downtown. It's that I think it's easy for things to get lost in a system and I don't want Mr. Martin's number to get lost somewhere. All right, Mr. Martin, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance based on the facts of the case, the arguments here, and the fact that I heard you. You say you have some defenses and I think you should have the opportunity to raise those with your attorney. But you told me you have a phone number, you have a phone here at the jail.
Yeah, I do.
What I'm gonna order you to do is, as soon as you're released and you get your property back, you have to call Miss George and give her your phone number.
Okay, she'll give me her number.
That's right. She is.
Okay, hey, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
The officer didn't even want to bring me to jail. I can tell you, man, they got cameras.
Okay, so you're gonna tell us.
Yeah. The officer didn't even want to bring me to jail, man.
Okay, so
He must call.
that's my number.
Yes, number that's provided.
Yes, I provided it on the green sheet of paper.
All right, but also, Mr. Martin, for now, while you're released on your own recognizance, you cannot go back to that Walgreens. So just don't go anywhere near it right now, okay?
That's the word. Don't go nowhere near it.
Just don't go anywhere near it.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be in this issue again. If they call and the police bring you back, then it looks like you violated a court order.
Right.
So just go somewhere else, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck, Mr. Martin.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. I'm sorry about that, man. You gotta give me, I'm feet, man.
Thank you. Sorry, that was an unusual order, but
I wouldn't trust that.
I just want to make sure his number doesn't get lost somewhere.
I wouldn't know that properly.
Good morning. Please tell me your name.
My name is Kana.
Your full name.
Kana Linda Fouch.
You're here in 21 MO 1220 because a capias was issued for your arrest for failing to appear for court on charges of disorderly conduct and resisting an officer without violence. Yes.
Sorry, she wasn't, when I called out, I didn't get to see her. She wasn't up yet. What does that mean?
You already have an attorney representing you, ma'am.
I'm trying to understand what's going on. I think this is my attorney. Yeah. Okay. This is my.
She was just Okay. Sorry, Your Honor. The offer from the state to resolve both cases on her failure to appear is a withhold of adjudication, credit time served. I did speak to Mrs. Fouch. She understands all the rights she would be given up if she accepts the state's offer today, and she wants to accept the state's offer today and plead no contest, Your Honor.
You said both cases. Did you mean both counts?
Both counts, I'm sorry.
Okay, I just want to make sure there's not another case.
No, Your Honor, I'm sorry.
All right, raise your right hand, ma'am.
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You had the opportunity to discuss with your attorney the rights you'd be giving up if you enter a plea of guilty or no contest today. Do you understand those rights?
Which rights are they?
So you're giving up your right to remain silent, your right to testify on your own behalf, your right to a jury trial when one is required, your right to force the state to prove the charges against you beyond all reasonable doubt, your right to call witnesses to testify on your behalf and present any defenses you have. We're not going to have a trial here today. If you enter a plea of guilty or no contest, I will sentence you today. Do you understand that?
You're gonna give me time? I'm served? Okay.
Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
And you understand all those rights that you're giving up?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions for me about the rights you're giving up?
No, ma'am.
All right, you understand that if you're on probation anywhere, this plea could violate that?
Yes. Yes.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, you could be deported?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, at this time, understanding all those rights, how do you wish to plead to disorderly conduct and resisting without violence?
No contest?
I'll accept your pleas, ma'am. I find they're freely and voluntarily made. I'll withhold adjudication, give you credit for the
6 days.
6 days that you've been in custody. I have to order that you pay court costs, and I'll give you a year to pay those.
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck, ma'am. You have 30 days to appeal in writing. Yes. Good luck, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Good luck, ma'am. Good morning. Please tell me your name.
Denver Randall Freeman.
Mr. Freeman, you're here in 21 MO 1443, charged with disorderly conduct. There is probable cause. Was there an offer?
Yes, Your Honor. The offer from the state on the city's behalf is a withhold of adjudication, credit time served. I did speak to Mr. Freeman. He understands the rights he will be giving up, and he would like to accept the state's offer here today.
Please raise your right hand. Sorry. I was reading.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Freeman, you had the opportunity to discuss with an attorney the rights you'd be giving up if you enter a plea of guilty or no contest. Do you understand those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions for me about those rights?
No, ma'am.
You understand that if you're on probation anywhere, this plea could violate that.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, you could be deported.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir, at this time, how do you wish to plead to the charge of disorderly conduct?
No contest.
I'll accept your plea. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll withhold adjudication, give you credit for the time you've been in custody.
2 days.
2 days. Sir, I have to order that you pay court costs. I'll give you a year to pay those. I did not. Good luck, sir. You have 30 days to appeal in writing. Yes, sir. Good morning. Please tell me your name. Ma'am, you're here in two cases, 21 CT 2145 and 2146, charged with driving under the influence and refusal to submit to a DUI test. At this time, I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. There is probable cause. Give me one moment. I'll stay your bond at $500 on each count with special conditions. You can't possess or consume any alcoholic beverages or any controlled substance without a valid prescription. You'll be subject to random drug and alcohol screens. You can't drive without a valid Florida license. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck, ma'am. Yes, that's in both cases. Thank you. Please tell me your name. All right, just a moment. I have another attorney on the line. We'll see if he's on the line.
Welcome to an Econo meeting. You are entering the meeting now.
Good afternoon, counselor. I can't hear you. Got it.
Hey, Judge, how are you?
Excellent. How are you doing?
Great.
You want to go ahead and put your appearance on record?
Yes, Frederick Wazeski on behalf of Mauro de Castro Leite.
I believe I have your client here before me. Sir, you're here in 19 CT 1205 because a capias was issued for your arrest for failing to appear for a status hearing on a charge of no valid driver's license. At this time, there's no bond authorized on that capias. Counselor, did you wish to be heard on anything in this case?
Yes, Judge. Well, I was present earlier for the hearing. I understand since it's a capias, this court here doesn't have the ability to issue a bond. I'm not sure if the previous case was traffic in nature or if that even matters. If it's although I believe this might be it should be a CT, but it's the other case. There's two cases in front of Judge Johnson who signed this order, I believe. I believe on one he signed an RRR, and then on the other one a no bond. So I don't know if that changes anything, the fact that he had done an RRR on the other case. But if it's the same position where this court cannot grant anything, then I would just seek relief from Judge Johnson.
Unfortunately, I can't because it's a capias. So the issue is the vehicle. Not automobile, but if it's a warrant that's issued by the court, then this court has jurisdiction to change it, but I cannot change a capias. I only have that he's here on one case. Is he actually here for both?
He has a hold from an Osceola case that has a bond of $2,000 from Judge Epperson, and then he has this matter in front of him as well.
He did get booked in on 2 warrants, Your Honor. Like he said, one was ROR, so they already processed.
So that's why he's not being seen on that?
Yes.
I see. Okay. Well, unfortunately, as I said, I can't change that capias, so you'll have to see Judge Johnson about that.
Can I inquire real quick with my client if he's understanding? Because I know he speaks Portuguese, but I just want to double check with him. Is that okay, Judge?
Oh, yes.
Você tá entendendo, Mauro? Can I just briefly just explain them, Judge? 2 seconds? Just sort of.
Yes, would you like me to see if I can get an interpreter on the line?
No, that's fine, Judge. I'll explain it to him.
Okay.
Mauro, o juiz está falando que como o juiz de Orlando não deixou fiança, eu tenho que pedir para ele. Ela não está autorizado a tocar isso no momento. Então, nem que você tenha fiança do outro caso e pode tratar desse com respeito a esse, eu vou ter que ir para aquele juiz, ok? Eu vou fazer o mais rápido possível.
Então agora eu não vou ter fiança para nada?
Não, ela não vai poder te deixar sair hoje, não.
Eu vou ficar até que dia?
Do mais rápido possível que eu posso convencer o juiz para assinar. Eu vou fazer isso hoje, vou fazer o pedido, ok?
There was an offer to resolve the case. Initially, I tried to speak with him. This is Letitia George from the Public Defender's Office. If he wanted to resolve it, I don't know what other cases he has, but just so you know, he did have an offer of an adjudication of guilt credit time served to resolve the case.
Would that be something we can handle right here, right now?
Yes, I did speak to him. After I spoke to him, he didn't understand because of the Portuguese. But there is an offer and he could resolve it. I'll fill out the plea.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me explain. So, se a gente aceita hoje só de aceitar a culpabilidade e só pagar as taxas da corte, fecha o caso hoje. Eu recomendo você aceitar.
Mas eu vou ficar preso?
Como?
Eu vou ter que ficar preso?
Não, você pode sair hoje.
Eu aceito.
Yeah, he's fine with that, Judge. I'll be more than happy to handle it if we can do it. If you want to get an interpreter for it as well.
Yes, let's see if we can get a Portuguese interpreter on the line. Give us one moment.
Your Honor, I think they're all at lunch now. It's after 12.
Oh, you're right. Oh, maybe not with a language line.
Okay.
Just take a moment to see if we can get one. But, Counselor, I can only resolve the one case, the no valid driver's license with the no bond.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the only one we want to resolve, yes.
Yes, okay. Good afternoon, this is Judge Gibson. Who do I have on the line?
Hello, this is Simone, ID 358366. I'll be your Portuguese interpreter today.
I can barely hear you. Are you able to get closer to the microphone?
The microphone is on my mouth. I can try to speak louder. Is this better now?
Yes, that's much better. Thank you. Has the interpreter been sworn?
No.
All right, please raise your right hand to be sworn.
Do you swear to translate from Portuguese to English, English to Portuguese, truthfully in these matters here today?
Yes.
All right. Tell me your client's last name again, Counselor.
Leite. Well, De Castro Leite.
All right, Mr. De Castro Leite. Your attorney has said that you'd like to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to the charge of no valid driver's license.
Então, senhor de Castro Leite, o seu advogado falou que o senhor quer entrar falando que o senhor é culpado por dirigir não habilitado.
Sim.
Yes.
And the state's offer is?
Adjudication of guilt and credit time served.
E a oferta do Estado é aceitar o pedido de culpa e servir o tempo.
Did you have an opportunity to speak with your attorney about the rights you'd be giving up if you enter a plea of guilty or no contest today?
Então, o senhor conversou com o seu advogado sobre os seus direitos, que o senhor está colocando de lado os seus direitos de quando o senhor está se declarando culpado e não fazer nenhum contestamento hoje?
Sim.
Yes.
All right, sir, do you understand those rights?
O senhor entende, então, esses seus direitos?
Sim.
Yes.
You understand that we'll not be having a jury trial here today. I'll accept your plea and sentence you today.
Então, o senhor aceita que nós não vamos ter uma audiência para o senhor aqui no tribunal hoje. Eu vou aceitar o seu pedido de culpa e eu vou te dar uma sentença hoje.
Okay.
All right, and do you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea could get you deported?
E o senhor entende que se o senhor não é um cidadão americano, essa declaração de culpa pode fazer com que o senhor seja deportado?
Sim.
Yes.
And you understand that if you're on probation anywhere, this plea could violate that probation?
E o senhor entende que o senhor está em liberdade condicional em algum lugar, esse aceito de culpa, essa declaração de culpa, pode fazer com que o senhor está violando essa liberdade condicional?
Sim.
Yes.
All right, understanding all of that, sir, how do you wish to plead to the charge of no valid driver's license?
Então, entendendo tudo isso, senhor, como que o senhor quer se declarar dirigindo sem habilitação?
Sou culpado e tenho que conseguir fazer uma carteira.
I'm guilty and I will try to get a driver's license.
All right, sir, I appreciate your candor. At this time, I'll accept.
No contest, please, Judge.
I'm sorry?
Will you accept a no contest plea on his behalf?
Yes.
Thank you.
I'll accept your plea. I find it's freely and voluntarily made.
Então, eu vou aceitar essa sua declaração de culpa. Eu acredito que foi feita voluntariamente.
I'll adjudicate you guilty and give you credit for the time you've been in custody.
Yes, 5.
Então, eu vou aceitar sua declaração de culpa e vou te dar crédito pelo tempo que o senhor esteve em custódia.
That's 5 days.
O que são 5 dias.
I have to order that you pay court costs. How long do you need to pay that?
Eu vou pedir que o senhor paga o custo da corte. Quanto tempo que o senhor precisa para fazer esse pagamento?
Uma semana?
A week?
It's around $300. Can you do that in a week?
É por volta de $300. O senhor consegue fazer o pagamento em uma semana?
Sim, posso pagar agora, se ela quer.
Yes, I can pay right now if you want.
All right, I'll give you 7 days to make that payment to the clerk of courts.
Tá, então vou te dar 7 dias para fazer esse pagamento aqui na secretária do tribunal.
All right, sir. Good luck. You have 30 days to appeal in writing.
Então, boa sorte, senhor. Você tem 30 dias para fazer o apelo por escrito.
Is there anything else, counselor?
No, Judge, if I just may real quick tell my client. Mauro, manda seus amigos já pagar a fiança que você já pode sair do resto, ok?
Tá bom, obrigado.
That's it, Judge. Thank you so much. I appreciate, and thank you, Public Defense, for the assistance there.
Yes,
You're
yes,
welcome.
thank you. All right, thank you, counselor. Have a nice day.
You too.
And that's all for the interpreter at this time.
Thank you for using our services and have a great day.
Thank you, you as well.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Please tell me your name.
Jaquel Andre.
You're here in 21 CF 14226 because a warrant was issued for your arrest, charging you with armed burglary of conveyance and grand theft of a firearm. Another judge has already found probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Ms. George, did you wish to be heard?
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, I would ask for a bond amount to be set. The reason being is I would ask that you take, if you look at the arrest affidavit or the warrant and you read the facts, my client was in fact very cooperative with the police. He gave him all the information that he needed. And I just asked the court to take all of that into consideration, because normally we don't see that, in addition to the fact that he does not have any other, it looks like a notice to appear for a no valid, but other than that, no other criminal history. He's here, it looks like he lived in the Winter Garden area for over a year. He's employed. I just ask that you take all of that into consideration and set a bond amount.
What says the state?
Your Honor, this case is punishable by life, but due to defendant's lack of criminal history and his age, and he did appear to cooperate with the police, I do not have any objection to the court using its discretion to set bond.
All right, Mr. Andre, in most cases like this, I wouldn't consider setting bond. Armed burglary of a conveyance with a firearm is punishable by life in prison, which means that you're not entitled to bond. However, I did read the affidavit, and based on the arguments of your attorney, I will consider setting bond on that charge. Not only was he cooperative with law enforcement, but it also says that he showed great concern about the firearm, and he was concerned about tossing it in the bushes. Someone else might find it and use it. It definitely seems as though this is an unusual case. What bond are you requesting, Ms. George?
Your Honor, if you look at the fact that he has only been working for 6 days, he can afford a $5,000 bond on count one. Understanding it is a crime punishable by life, I just explained that to him. But again, it's just given the unique situation, the arrest affidavit, and the fact that he's 18 with no criminal history. I just ask that you consider that. It looks like he's only been working for 6 days part-time. So he states he can afford a $5,000 bond on count one.
What says the state?
Your Honor, I was going to suggest double that based solely on the fact that it is punishable by life. And I would feel more comfortable if it was uncomfortable for the defendant to be able to bond out and therefore ensure his return, as it is punishable by life.
All right, thank you both. At this time, I'll set your bond on count one at $5,000. I'll stay the bond on count two at $3,500, so that gets us closer to 10. But it does look like he has ties to the area and no criminal history. Mr. Andre, you can't go back to this area for any reason. You can't have contact with any victim, witness, or co-defendant in this case. You can't possess any kind of weapon, any firearm or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You need to stay in touch with your attorney, because if you miss a court date and a judge issues a warrant for your arrest, it will likely be no bond.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand?
Thank
You have a question?
Thank you, Your Honor. He didn't know, he thought he had a hold, but he does not.
Thank you for your kindness.
Good luck, sir.
DNA hold.
Oh, okay.
Please tell me your name. Mr. Barrett, you're here in 21 CF 5769 because a capias was issued for your arrest, charging you with possession of cocaine and drug paraphernalia. I'm sorry, a capias was issued for your arrest for failing to appear on those charges. It says no bond, and then it says no bond until IA.
No.
I find that really odd on a capias. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you.
Your Honor, just ask that, I would ask that you set a bond. I didn't see that part.
All right, sir, your bond is $1,000 on count 1, $500 on count 2. You cannot possess or consume any controlled substance or have contact with any known drug dealers. Do you understand? Good luck, sir.
Donna, Eric, Harley, behavior.
All right. 21 CF 15246. It's a warrant. Ms. George, I'll appoint your office.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
I'll stay the bond at $3,500. Must comply with all sex offender reporting requirements. I'm revoking his out-on-bond case. I am.
Partly, okay. Got it.
I'm sorry. For what? Yes, I'll also impose the condition that's on the warrant that he has 48 hours to report to the Orange County Sheriff's Office to register upon his release. Thank you.
Christopher Fosler, mental health, Your Honor.
Thank you. That's 21 CF 15507. Ms. George, I'm going to appoint your office.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
There is probable cause. I'll stay the bond at 1,000 on count 1, 500 on count 2. No return, no victim contact, no weapons, firearms, or ammunition. At this time, I'll revoke his pretrial release in that can't be right. 21 MM 6476. Why does it say 48? Why does that say 48?
I guess that's 48 as for Orange County, but they must have left off the 21.
This right here?
Uh-huh. You need another one?
Yeah, why does that say?
That's not my fault. I'll tell them to send another one.
Yeah, I think I need that case number right. All right, I'm revoking that. Please tell me your name.
Corey Kennedy.
Mr. Kennedy, you're here in 2 cases. 21 CF 15371. A warrant was issued for your arrest, charging you with failure to comply with your sex offender reporting requirements. Another judge has already found probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you in this case. Your bond is $3,500. You must comply with all of your sex offender reporting requirements. Do you understand?
Now I do.
All right. And it says also on the warrant that you have 48 hours to register upon your release from custody. I will order that as well.
Thank you.
And you're here in 21 CF 14902. Another warrant was issued for your arrest, charging you with dealing in stolen property, receiving money from a pawnbroker on false verification of ownership, burglary of a conveyance, and petty theft. Another judge found probable cause in this case as well. I'll stay the bond at $1,500 on count 1, $150 on count 2, $100 on 3 and 4. With special conditions, you can have no contact with any victim, witness, or co-defendant. You can't return to the scene for any reason. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
At this time, I'll revoke your bond in 21 CF 14018. Good luck, sir.
Robert Martin, refuse, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, and if I can't recall. If we're not appointed, can we be appointed to the out on bond? Just
All right, I'll appoint you. On that last one, if they're not appointed and Kennedy's out on bond. Okay. All right. Mr. Martin is what?
I refuse, Your Honor.
Oh, he refused. All right. This is 21 CF 15509. I'll find his refusal a willing waiver of his appearance today. I'll appoint your office, Ms. George.
yes, sure.
There is probable cause. His bond is $5,000 on count 1, $1,000 on count 2, $100 on count 3. Cannot possess any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. Can't return to the scene for any reason. Yes. Good afternoon, sir. Please tell me your name.
Kenneth McCaster.
Mr. McCassler, you're here in 21 CF 15502, charged with possession of cannabis with intent to sell or deliver, resisting without violence, and violating state misdemeanors. At this time, I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. Did you want to be heard, counselor?
Yes, Your Honor. I would argue no PC. Just give me a second.
Your Honor, if it's with regard to count 1, can I just have 24 hours to get with the law enforcement officer to see if I can get better facts or better information?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I missed it. Sorry.
The state asked for 24 hours.
Thank you.
Regarding count 1?
Yes.
I'll grant that request.
Thank you.
All right, sir. You have bond. I'll stay your bonds, but we'll see you here tomorrow because the state's asking for 24 hours to get additional information. So no, I'm just gonna give him 24 hours on everything. But I'm not finding PC. I didn't say that. Yeah, I'm just giving him 24 hours. Yes. All right, we'll see you back here tomorrow, sir.
Your Honor, I understand that he has a bond, in this case, 1,000 and 100.
Yes.
I would ask for pretrial release. He does qualify. My client currently is unemployed, and he currently does not have the money to post any bond at this time. And because of that, I would ask for pretrial release. He'll be monitored by pretrial release in this case.
That's an argument you'll have to make tomorrow if he's still here.
Okay.
Because I need to make a probable cause determination, which I'm not doing today.
Okay.
But if Mr. McCassler, if you're still here tomorrow, if you don't bond out, she can make that argument, and it'll be me here tomorrow too. So we'll just readdress it tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am.
But I'm not taking your bond away. So if you are able to post it, you can. You understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
All right, I'll see you tomorrow, maybe. Sorry, since I'm not
I understand.
finding PC, I don't want to, or not, I want to, make that determination then. Please tell me your name, sir.
William Parsons.
You're here in 21 CF 15518, charged with trafficking and fentanyl 14 grams or more. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. Mr. Ward, did you wish to be heard?
No, Your Honor.
Really?
Is this pejorative?
The trafficking and fentanyl?
What's the last name?
Parsons.
Oh, I was looking at Pacharia, Your Honor, sorry.
I was anticipating an argument in this case. But maybe not.
It looks like they weighed them all together, Your Honor.
They did, but it's all substances that are a green leafy substance.
Correct.
Consistent with cannabis, but tested positive for fentanyl.
He was quite thorough. He said he tested them with more than one kit, more
Yeah,
than one bag.
4. Right.
Yes, Your Honor.
So is it cannabis laced with fentanyl?
That's what it sounds like.
I don't have any arguments as to PC, only because of the test, Your Honor. It came back a presumptive positive.
Right. Sorry, 3, not 4. I thought it was 4. He tested it 3 times.
Yeah, yes, Your Honor. That's the reason why I'm not making the argument.
Right. And the weight is sufficient.
Mm-hmm.
It's over 26 grams. All right. Mr. Parsons, there is probable cause here. I'll stay your bond at $200,000. You can have no contact with any known drug dealers. You can't possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription. Do you understand?
Your Honor, I would, given his limited history. And again, I know they tested it. It's a super weird. I haven't seen this before.
I hadn't either.
But I would ask that his bond is reduced. He has 0 failures to appear. He does have a controlled substance from 2019, but other than that, he has community ties. He's been here for over a year. Other than that, I would just ask that you take all those things into consideration.
Counselor, the controlled substance in 2019 was sale or delivery. So
I understand. I'm just saying it was all the way back in 2019. He hasn't picked up anything since then. I know it's still a controlled substance. However, he only has one. It looks like 1 felony, 1 misdemeanor conviction. It's just the 200,000 is really high. Would Your Honor be
trafficking?
I know. Would Your Honor be inclined to at least reduce it to 100?
What says the state?
Based on the circumstances of this case, Your Honor, where it appears as though it was synthetic cannabis that was laced with fentanyl, I do not believe he scratched that. Based on that, I have no objection to it being reduced to 100,000, Your Honor.
He doesn't have an extensive criminal history. However, like I said, the most recent conviction was for sale or delivery of a controlled substance. But I don't show any prior failures to appear. All right, Mr. Parsons, I will reduce that amount to $100,000 with all of the same conditions. Do you understand? Good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Franklin Pichardo.
You're here in 21 CF 15506, charged with driving while license suspended, 3rd or subsequent violation. At this time, I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. There is probable cause. Your bond is $2,500. You can't drive without a valid Florida license. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And Your Honor, on the out on bond, given that it's a nonviolent offense, I would ask that if you are inclined to revoke, you revoke in double as opposed to holding him at no bond. He does have consistent employment. Looks like he's been at this job for 18 months. So given that, and his last conviction was in 2019 for driving, I know it was a driving offense, but I just ask that you take that into consideration.
What says the state?
Your Honor, he has 5 felony convictions. This is a driving offense. His last conviction was for a driving offense. He
He's asking to double as opposed to holding him at no bond.
I actually don't have an objection to a revoke and double, Your Honor.
All right, that's what I'll do, Mr. Pichardo. Because you were out on bond and were arrested for a new law violation, I will revoke that bond. However, based on your attorney's arguments, your lack of criminal history, your ties to the community, and the state not objecting, at this time I will double that bond. So it'll be $2,000 rather than holding you at no bond.
So just for me to understand, I'll have 2 bonds. One's at $2,500 and then just the other at $2,000?
$2,000, correct.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Earl Tullis.
Mr. Tellis, you're here in 2 cases, 21 CF 15510. You're here charged with possession of cocaine and resisting an officer without violence. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. In 21 CF 15511, you're here charged with introduction of contraband into a county detention facility. Again, I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. There is probable cause in 15510. Ms. George, did you have an argument in the introduction of contraband?
Did I have an argument?
No, I'm asking your attorney if she has a legal argument.
I did not, Your Honor. I believe they found it
In a sock. If I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, in a sock.
just a moment.
And we're sure that's sufficient for introduction of contraband?
Can I have just a second?
We've had this discussion before.
Mm-hmm.
What says the state?
That it was on his person that he was arrested and that he knew he was going to jail.
Yeah, knowledge.
I mean, presumably he didn't know that when he put it in a sock though, right?
But he knew it when he was arrested and he was searched and the other drugs were removed from his person.
Knowledge of item. So yeah.
All right, I'm reading the statute, 951.22. It is unlawful to introduce into or possess upon the grounds of any county detention facility any narcotic I suppose that's enough for possession upon the grounds.
That's what I was looking at, Your Honor. I know we had the argument before. I can't remember what the facts of that case was, but when I read it, that's what I was looking at. Possess the item upon the grounds.
Right. So I will find there's probable cause for that charge as well. I'll stay your bond at $1,000 on the introduction of contraband, $1,000 on the possession of cocaine, $100 on resisting without violence. With special conditions, you can't possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription or have contact with any known drug dealers. Do you understand?
Your Honor, he does qualify for pretrial release. I would ask for pretrial release.
What says the state?
No objection.
All right, so I'm going to place you on pretrial release, which means that you won't have to post a monetary bond. However, all of the same conditions will apply, as well as you'll be subject to random drug screens. Do you understand? All right, good luck, Mr. Tullis. Yes. Good afternoon. Please tell me your name.
Abner Velez.
Mr. Velez, you're here in 21 CF 15513, charged with attempted second-degree murder with a weapon. At this time, I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. I reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I do find there is probable cause for this charge. Does the state wish to be heard on bond?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. George, do you wish to be heard?
Your Honor, I just ask that you take into consideration he does have ties. He's been in the Orlando area for over a year, and he has 0 failures to appear. So I ask that you take all of those things into consideration when setting the bond in this case.
Just a moment.
I also ask that you take into consideration, Your Honor, the facts that my client stated he was in fear of his life.
He what?
He was in fear of his life.
Sir, at this time, your bond is $250,000 with special conditions. You can have no contact with the victim or any witness in this case. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes, Your Honor.
You can't possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. You can't return to the scene for any reason. Are there any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
May I inquire, Your Honor?
You can ask anything you wish, sir, but I want to make sure you understand that everything you say is being recorded and can be used against you later. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, let me give you a moment to speak with your attorney first.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. The one time you stated he's not allowed to go back. It was his residence that they had went to. So I'd ask that you strike the no return, because I believe they were getting items out of his house, but he actually lives there. They don't. The victims and witnesses don't live there.
All right, one moment. All right, I do see that. I'll strike that. No return to the scene in that case. All right, I changed that. Good luck, sir. Good afternoon. Please tell me your name.
Ronnie Yassine.
Mr. Yassine, you're here in 21 CF 15512, charged with criminal mischief. At this time, I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you in this case.
Your Honor, he does qualify for pretrial release. I would ask for pretrial release in this case.
All right, there is probable cause. What says the state as to pretrial release?
Your Honor, only based on the facts of this case, I would ask for pretrial release and a monetary bond as well.
I'm going to order him screened for mental health pretrial release. If he doesn't qualify for that, regular pretrial release, in addition to a monetary bond. However, sir, I will reduce that amount significantly to $1,000. With special conditions, you can have no contact with a victim or any witness in this case. Do you understand what no contact means? Were you living at Bay Vista Estates? All right, I'm going to order that you can't now. You must maintain a separate residence. I'll allow a one-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings. You can't possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. Are there any other conditions the state would request?
No drugs or alcohol, and I would also ask for random urinalysis.
I'll grant that. Sir, you can't possess or consume any alcoholic beverages or any controlled substance without a valid prescription. You'll be subject to random drug and alcohol screens while you're on pretrial release. Good luck, sir. All right, anything else before court is adjourned?
Nothing.